How's it going, everyone? My name is True Underdog, and today we have some very exciting stuff to talk about. Because on top of some really awesome Mortal Kombat 11 news, there's also some fun stuff to speculate about as well. But first things first, let's talk about what we know for sure that's been confirmed. So first up, the Kombat Cast. Now I think there will be 3 characters this week, just like there has been for the past 2 weeks. So who do we know is going to be in there for sure? So first up, we got D'Vorah. And I think D'Vorah is a very good fit for Mortal Kombat 11, because even in MKX, she had some far-reaching spider legs that made her very good in the neutral, and that fits perfectly for Mortal Kombat 11. And hopefully these crazy spider legs make her more of a rushdown character, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm getting a bit tired of zoners. So I really do hope that D'Vorah scratches that rushdown itch that I've been feeling for a while, because outside of Scorpion, I don't really feel very many characters are rushdown. Even Cabal is more of a mid-screen whiff-punishing character as opposed to a crazy mix-up monster who is in your face. And since D'Vorah is confirmed for the next Kombat Cast, I'm wondering if we finally get to see that stage that we've seen in a few of the cutscenes and some concept art. I'm a bit excited but also a bit nervous because I've seen the concept art and there's some gross mango worm looking things in the background, and I hate mango worms. Please don't Google it, it's disgusting, you've been warned. If you just want to punish your eyeballs, then feel free to, but you've been warned, do not Google that. Those worms are disgusting. Not to mention I do kind of have that phobia that makes you scared of holes and weird patterns. I've been told it's not a real phobia, but you know what, maybe I'm the exception because that stuff grosses me out. Don't leave it in the comments, I won't click any links. But seriously, all jokes aside, I am very excited to see this new stage and how it plays. I want to see what kind of interactables they have, and that gigantic bug in the background seems like a lot of fun to watch. Now, outside of D'Vorah, the other 2 characters have not been confirmed, but I'm fairly certain that we will see Kitana as well next week. Now you might be asking, why, Underdog? Why are we gonna see Kitana? Well, I'll tell you why, because instead of any gameplay, we saw a commercial today. That's right, Kitana has a commercial before any actual gameplay. I'm gonna be honest with all of you listening, I have never been teased at this level. This magnitude of teasery is unheard of. We saw Kitana all the way back in the first behind the scenes trailer, then we saw her in 2 more trailers, and finally a commercial without any gameplay in between. That's just nuts. Although I do want to say her outfit looks very good in live action, so here's hoping it looks that good in the game as well. I like how shiny it is. Now for anybody who didn't play Mortal Kombat X, because I know there are some of you watching, Kitana was a combo monster, especially in the corner, so I hope that she's also that good in MK11 as well. Because any of you longtime Underdog viewers know that I love me some combos in fighting games. They're one of my favorite things about the genre. And if there's one thing Kitana was definitely queen at in Mortal Kombat X, it was combos, especially in the corner, so here's hoping, fingers crossed, that her combos are just as good in Mortal Kombat 11. Now I know that's a bit of a reach because Mortal Kombat 11 combos so far haven't been that crazy, but I'm hoping Kitana is the one to break the mold. And on top of her gameplay, I'm also very excited to see the different outfits she has for her variations, because in every Kombat Cast they always show the different outfits as well, and I'm very hyped to see that. However, I do realize we have seen 2 outfits so far. We've seen the one in the commercial, and we've also seen the one from the behind the scenes trailer, so that leaves 1 outfit left so far. Although do keep in mind it is possible the characters will have 4 or even 5 different outfits when the game actually launches. However, now let's move on to the most mysterious topic. Who will be that elusive 3rd character? Now there are a few possibilities, but my money is on Frost. I have a strong feeling the next Kombat Cast is going to be all women. And if that turns out to be the case, then Frost is the most obvious option, and she has me the most curious because her trophy on the PS4 does confirm that she is in fact a cyborg, though she may still have a secondary costume that looks more traditional to her old school look. Or at least I'm hoping she does, because no matter how cool that cybernetic version looks, I do still appreciate the classic look of Frost. And outside of her new wardrobe change, I'm also wondering what the Cyber Initiative will do to her moveset. I'm thinking definitely a teleport, because to my knowledge every single cyborg has had a teleport, and I don't want her to have anything crazy like a missile. That seems just a bit weird for Frost, and it wouldn't fit with her having a classic look. So hopefully if she does get some new moves, which I'm almost certain she will, I hope they also fit with her human look as well. And of course we can't mention Frost without talking about the leaked image, but don't worry, I'm not going to describe how she looked for those of you who avoided the leak. So a lot of people were concerned about Frost's head and how that looked. However, I don't think that's how she actually looks in the game, though I could be wrong. However, if you notice on that leaked image, all of the stuff that can be customized is missing from the characters' faces. So for example, Cabal is not wearing a mask and neither is Aaron Black. You can just see their face straight up. And why is that? Because you can actually customize those pieces and the game is not rendering anything that can be customizable. And that's why I do think Frost's head does not actually look like that in game. I think instead that part of her head can be customized, and that's why it's not loaded on the actual roster screen. It's just a theory, but I think it makes a lot of sense because every other character was missing something customizable on their face. The game just just wasn't loading it on the roster. So if you are concerned about how Frost's head looks, don't worry, I think it's actually just customizable and not loaded. And even if she does look like that, I'm gonna love her either way because she's Frost and I've been waiting for her for a long time. And honestly, we shouldn't get too excited about Frost because there is one other character it could be, and that's Shao Kahn. And outside of seeing him be teased over and over again as a pre-order character, we don't really know anything about him gameplay wise. However, I think MK9 is a good place to start. If you watch Shao Kahn in the MK9 gameplay, like on my channel for example, that's a pretty good indicator of how a lot of his moves might look. Now of course as a playable character he's going to have a lot more moves than that, but I think it's a pretty good place to start. And then as far as what things might be customizable on his appearance, I think his hammer is for sure, his helmet quite likely as well, and for the third piece I'm not entirely sure, maybe his glow? Maybe you can actually customize his glow when he attacks you. I'm not really sure. We definitely have the helmet and we have the hammer that I think will both be customizable, but I'm not sure what that third piece might be, so post down in the comments. So outside of Frost and Shao Kahn, who else might it be? Well, now it's time to wander into the woods of speculation territory because people have been saying there is one missing character on the leaked roster and we have no idea who it actually is. However, even so, I'm gonna tell you who it is right here and now, my girl Mileena. That's right, I don't care if it's a meme, I'm gonna keep talking about her until she ends up in the game. I'll make it happen, alright. I drew the sketch and I drew a second sketch today, okay? My sketches are magic. Every character I've sketched has ended up in the game, I'm just saying. And I know there's people listening who are laughing at me saying, no, underdog, Mileena's not gonna be on the base roster, she's gonna be DLC, to which I say I'm okay with it either way. I'm just crossing my fingers that she'll be on the base roster. However, I do honestly kinda doubt it at this point, mostly because we haven't even seen any hints of her in story mode, although then again we haven't seen Noob Saibot either and he's confirmed on the base roster, so you know what, I'm not sure. I guess it honestly could go either way. She could be DLC or she could be on the base roster. In fact, she could be on the base roster and just not in story mode. She could be an unlockable character like some of the rumors suggest. And that's about it for the Kombat Kast stuff, though there are a few more things I do want to talk about before this video ends, so hopefully I can reach that beautiful, delicious 10-minute mark. Hey listen, I'm a YouTuber, but I'm an honest YouTuber. I'll tell you exactly how it is and never deceive you. That 10-minute mark is beautiful. Nah, but in all seriousness, these next two topics are a bit important. So first up we have the tournaments. So a lot of pro players are a bit upset that you won't be able to do custom variations at the tournament scene. Instead, the developers will have very specific variations that you can use, however, not just 3 variations like we had in the beta, so don't freak out. The developers have stated there will be more than 3 variations for each character, and they've also stated that each character will have a different number of variations. So in other words, characters with more special moves will have more variations because that way every special move gets used. Which is a good thing because that means no special move will go unused. And it also means there will still be a lot of variety at tournaments because even if you get a mirror match, chances are the players will pick 2 different builds of the same character. And it's also important to mention that these variations also extend to ranked matches online as well, so unless you're playing in casuals you will be restricted to a few set variations for each character, and I honestly do think that makes a lot of sense for balance reasons and also for time constraints. You can't really have every pro player taking time to customize their build before going into a match, so I understand why NetherRealm is doing this. Now, would it have been cool to see pro players using their own custom builds? Absolutely. But even so, I do think these limiters make a lot of sense, at least when the game first comes out. And the next thing I kind of wanted to touch on was the costume controversy from Mortal Kombat 11, so I just want to start off by saying that I'm very middle of the road on this issue. I don't think the new designs look bad, not one bit. However, I do think the reason they gave was a bit ridiculous, seeing as how the men are shirtless and the women are fighting in high heels, so it's definitely not proper combat attire. And on top of that, I do take issue with the costume designer saying he won't offer any scantily clad options for players, especially since I do know there is a high demand for those outfits, especially classic costumes for the characters, and I simply don't understand why you would deny players the option, especially if you can charge them for it. I mean, come on, win-win. I certainly don't want it to be DLC, but come on, you'd make money. It makes no sense not to include that stuff. Once again, I do think the new outfits look good, but I also think there's something special about the old designs as well. And that's honestly about it for how I feel about that issue. However, I might make a separate video for it later on in the future. But at any rate, I think that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please leave a like down below. It really does help my channel out a ton. And then while you're down there, why not keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell? That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.